A survivor of sexual assault speaks out
I want justice to be served.
as a court considers a sentence for the man who attacked her. Saying no to data centers.
We've had multiple farmers in the area have to dig their wells deeper because their wells have dried up.
Alberta farmers fight the latest proposal. And taking history into the future.
We're all incredibly excited for that transformation.
The new look Glenbow Museum takes shape.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Sentencing submissions for a convicted Calgary serial rapist wrapped up today, with Crown prosecutors arguing Robert Mantha should spend more than a decade behind bars. Tyson Fedora joins us from the courthouse. Now, Tyson, one of Mantha's victims asked for a publication ban on her identity to be lifted.
Ian, Amy Ert says she wants to share her story and hopefully be a voice for others who have been involved with sexual violence. She spoke to reporters reading 2 impact statements in court as well today. A warning, some viewers may find details in this story disturbing. Ert's statements detailed her experience, the trauma, harm, and financial burden she has felt in the last several years since Richard Mantha violently sexually assaulted her at a rural property near Langdon. Court heard that she was suffocated and choked by Mantha before being sexually assaulted at his Quonset he rented in Rocky View County. However, she fought back and escaped before passing out in a ditch and being found by a passerby. Mantha was convicted of sexually assaulting 3 vulnerable women and drugging one of them. Court heard most of the victims worked in Calgary's sex trade. Ert calls herself a survivor and she is now 4 years sober. She read in court today that she believed she was going to die that day, adding she has forgiven Mantha for his crimes.
He's not the person he was when he harmed me, but at the same time, I want justice to be served, because if anybody else does this, or if it's already happening, then we can stop it from happening over and over again.
Now, the Crown argued that Mantha should be behind bars for 10 to 13 years in his sentence. His lawyer arguing today that that should be more around 5 to 7 years, being more appropriate since his health has deteriorated since being in custody for more than 3.5 years at this point. He did suffer a stroke just 2 years ago while in custody. The judge did reserve her decision for sentencing until September 17th. Ian?
Thank you, Tyson. A man has been charged following a series of random assaults, and police say hate motivation may have been a factor. It happened last Thursday morning at the Somerset Bridlewood C train station. Police were patrolling the area when a man came up to them with injuries to his face. He tried to intervene after a man shouted racial slurs at a woman and hit her in the face. Officers ran after the suspect and caught him. 38-year-old Stephen Suran has been charged. He also was arrested on 11 outstanding warrants. Police say they haven't spoken to the female victim and are asking her to contact them. Some residents in Riverbend are growing frustrated over noise levels in their area. It's caused by traffic from Glenmore Trail. That's where Tyler Barrow is right now. And Tyler, what's being done to help residents?
Ian, as you can see behind me here, there is a sound wall, but residents say it does not do enough. Now, residents we spoke with say the sound has altered where they sleep in their homes, impacted how they use their backyards, and also forced some to buy triple pane windows. Now, one resident we spoke with whose home is directly across from the sound wall says the noise is constant. Other people have to yell at times when they have people over in their backyards. Last July, resident Kathleen Schroeder filed a complaint with 311 to look at the noise wall. The city did a noise assessment for the area in June and found noise levels exceeded the upper criteria of 65 decibels. The area is now a potential candidate in the forthcoming revision for the noise barrier retrofit program, but residents say help can't come soon enough.
It's really loud. It kind of drives me nuts. I have 2 little dogs as well, and if they go in the backyard, they're always constantly barking.
We've been here for 20 years. We knew we moved into Glenmore Trail area. What we didn't expect was the city to expand the road and not account for the sound attenuation.
Now, in response, the city says areas considered for the revision are based upon the number of homes impacted, the severity of current traffic noise conditions, the extent of noise reduction required, and the estimated cost of noise mitigation. Ian?
Thank you very much. A person has been taken to hospital after a rollover in the northeast. It happened just after 3 this afternoon along Saddle Lake Green. Police say the driver ended up with minor injuries and was taken to hospital as a precaution. Investigators are still piecing together what caused the car to roll onto its roof. The federal government is scrapping Canada's electric vehicle sales mandate. It would have required EVs to make up at least 20% of new vehicle sales this year, rising to 100% by 2035. The federal government will start consulting with the auto industry and environmental groups this fall on a new policy. Alberta's government says it will keep close watch on the replacement regulations to ensure it doesn't become an EV mandate under another name. Flight attendants with WestJet are voting for the tentative agreement with the airline. 4,400 flight attendants went on strike on August 2nd during one of the busiest weekends for travel of the summer. Hundreds of flights were canceled before the two sides reached an agreement. The Canadian Union of Public Employees opened the voting on the contract yesterday. It runs until next Monday. The bargaining committee unanimously recommends flight attendants accept the deal. The Alberta Utilities Commission started hearings today on a data centre plan near the community of Indus, east of Calgary. The group behind the project, Beacon AI, and lawyers representing landowners came together for the online hearing with the Utilities Commission. Community members opposing the data centre and natural gas power plant say the over 900-acre development will be taxing on the water supply for farmers. James Kyle, whose family farm would be located less than a kilometre from the power plant, says that farmers in the area continue to deal with droughts, and having a project like this will only compound the issue.
We've had multiple farmers in the area have to dig their wells deeper because their wells have dried up. The farmers in the area are all seriously concerned about how detrimental this will be to their livelihoods and to the food that they grow for Alberta families.
Beacon AI says it plans to address issues involving the water supply, wetlands, and noise mitigation efforts. The Glenbow Museum is inching closer to reopening in its completely renovated space. Construction on the $205 million project started in 2021. The exterior has a new look, and all the floors inside were stripped bare. In the old museum, the public only had access to the first 4 floors, but now all 8 will be accessible, including the conservation lab on the top floor. Windows have been installed in the space so you can see the work taking place.
When we had the opportunity to do this renovation and take this building from, kind of the 1976 design and really adapt it and change it into a building that's really going to meet the needs of the community and the museum today, we're all incredibly excited for that transformation.
The Glenbow is expected to be open in about a year, and admission will be free. That's actually really exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Another nice day in Calgary.
Yeah, nice today, stable today, and stable tomorrow. So it's another hot one, bright one. Humidity will build in tomorrow, so it'll feel more like 28 in the afternoon. You ready for this? Yes, this is a summer week, so don't worry, there's lots of heat to have out here this week. 26 degrees is the temperature right now. It is a little smoky. We're at moderate on the air quality health index, and a lot of that smoky air should work its way out tomorrow. So better air conditions, air quality for tomorrow. All right, so gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour possible throughout this evening. Then things wind down for the night. And then for tomorrow, it's a stable day, a bright day, lots of sunshine. And again, with the humidity feeling closer to 28. But keep in mind, Thursday may be a little messy, and I'll have that forecast for you coming up. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family owned, community driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thank you, Danielle. It's an illness for which there is a vaccine, but many of us never got the shot for hepatitis B. Still to come, the Calgary patient who got a surprise diagnosis. And the battle for Calgary-Shaw. Will the UCP hold on to the riding in a by-election? Also, if you have a news tip, text us at 10400. Candidates are putting together their battle plans now that the writ has been dropped in Calgary-Shaw. The riding will vote on a new MLA on September 14th, 4 months after former Cabinet Minister Rebecca Schull stepped down. At least 4 provincial political parties plan to run candidates, including Mike Derry with the UCP and Kyle Campbell with the Alberta NDP. Advance voting begins September 8th, and experts say it could be a tight finish.
I think it's an important constituency because even though it has been conservative historically, that the conservative margin of victory has shrunk considerably. By-elections are difficult to predict because turnout is low, and a lot of times it comes down to voter turnout.
Alberta Liberal leader John Roggeveen and Progressive Tory Party of Alberta's Kyle Joseph also say they're running. Candidate nominations remain open until August 27th. And Danielle, it is really nice to have at least one more week of summer-like weather.
Oh yes, this is a summer week. Last week was not, this week is. A lot of people were worried, hey, where is that summer weather? Yeah, so be prepared for some heat for this week because this is what we're into. So even for tomorrow, humidity will be back, so it will feel into the high 20s. Right now, we're sitting at 26 in the city. When you look at some other communities, Brooks is at 29, Drumheller 30, Medicine Hat just dropped from 30 to 29, and it's 25 in Brooks. So yeah, already a lot of heat, and this heat will continue for the rest of the week. We had gusts around 50 kilometers per hour in the far south, Lethbridge over to Pincher Creek. This corridor will be just as gusty for tomorrow afternoon, and we have the potential in Calgary of gusts up to 30-40 kilometers per hour for over these next few hours, and then it returning for tomorrow afternoon. But when you have such heat, it's nice to have a bit of a breeze. That certainly helps things out. All right, so a little bit trying to get going here, but it's so stable that this is all really just dying out. So it's a stable evening, stable overnight, stable for tomorrow as well. It's Thursday that looks quite messy. So just to talk about what's been happening here, and as we head through the rest of today, again, it's stable. Closer to the U.S. border, there may be some active weather, but there's already some stuff going on stateside, but that should remain mainly stateside. All right, looking into tomorrow, and tomorrow we have just a mix of sun and cloud, mainly sunny skies though, with the occasional cloudy period. It's Thursday, though, that we really have to focus on, because Thursday could be, you could say, a little explosive. We have all the ingredients in place, or so it looks, for Thursday to get some really active weather. So even just in the morning hours, it's at 5:30 p.m. or 5:30 a.m. You're looking at active weather already in the southeast corner. And then by 3:30, this will start to really bubble up along the mountains and track towards the QE2. So in Calgary, we have a high chance of getting thunderstorms. There is even the potential, of course, that these storms could be severe because it looks like all the ingredients will be in place for that. So I will keep my eye on it, keep you posted, but certainly be on the lookout for Thursday. Then this will get a second wave closer to the supper hours, 6:30. You can see that all down the QE2, Highway 2, and towards the Lethbridge area. So Thursday looks like a very active day, especially between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. When we talk about air quality, it was a little smoky out there today. We were at moderate on that air quality health index in Calgary, so we ranged between 4s and 5s, and then Lethbridge got up to 7 for today. It is certainly smoky on the BC side, and we do have a little bit of smoke here, but this should work its way out over these next 12 to 24 hours. Tomorrow, we're looking at better air quality, going from moderate down to low in most communities in southern Alberta. So good air quality, lots of sunshine, some heat, 26 degrees as a daytime high, but it will feel closer to 28 with the humidity. So it's a hot one tomorrow. Make sure if you're out there in the sunshine, stay hydrated. 23 degrees though for Thursday, and Thursday could be a day where not only do we get thunderstorms in and around Calgary along QE2 and Highway 2, but they could even reach severe level. So that's that larger size hail, those stronger wind gusts. 27 degrees though by Friday, and stable as we head into the weekend in those high 20s as well. That's your 5-day forecast, brought to you by Centra Install Pros, your window and door replacement specialists.
Some Alberta doctors say more people should be tested for hepatitis B, a virus many don't know they have. It spreads through contact with infected blood or other bodily fluids, causing severe liver damage or liver cancer. Symptoms such as fatigue or nausea can often go unchecked for several years, causing a lifelong infection with serious consequences. That's what happened to Calgary's Jeff Lumsden. Doctors noticed irregularities in his liver after he donated blood at a local clinic 2 years ago. He found out he was never vaccinated against the virus as a child because he was born in 1981, just 1 year after widespread immunization programs were introduced.
There are millions of people in the world who have gone through this. There are options for medicine that you can take. There's options and things that have been developed to help prolong our lives, to help, to help control this disease. Living without knowing, for some people, ignorance and bliss might be a happy way to go. But at the same time, if there's a means for you to get treatment, for you to get help, to get, to speak with doctors and be able to prolong your life, I would say that is far more beneficial.
Alberta currently screens at-risk patients for hepatitis B, but liver specialists say that can miss people who are unaware they have the virus. That's why doctors are encouraging any concerned patients to check their vaccination status, talk to a healthcare professional, and request a free test. From oil and gas to fintech and quantum computing. It's the latest in the transition of Calgary's economy. Coming up, where the city ranks in a report on tech talent. The higher price of oil is having an impact on the markets. Joining me is Dave Popowich, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich-Karmali Advisor Group. And Dave, bond yields and oil prices are having a trickle-down effect.
Boy, you started with a statement I think that we've heard too often these days, but it's still accurate. So we do have oil prices moving slightly higher. Of course, the ceasefire is officially ended, and it doesn't appear to be any end in sight with respect to the Middle East conflict, and that has got bond markets starting to move higher. If you think about, or in fact, if you looked across the world, you'd see U.S. bond or Treasury bond prices, yields moving higher. You'd see the German bunds higher. You'd see, Japanese government bonds also trading higher. Just think about the U.S. They've approached $40 trillion in government debt. They've added about $1.8 trillion this year to that debt. And markets, at least for the time being, are getting concerned with rising inflation. So all of these things having an impact in different markets, and they all reverberate across the other markets. So if we've got higher bond yields, it puts pressure on stock markets. And that's what we saw today, second day in a row. So another sell-off today with these higher yields.
And Home Depot is always a barometer of how people are spending their money, and it appears they're cautious.
They are cautious, and it's building a little bit on what we just talked about. Home Depot, by the way, beat their top and bottom line. Their financial results were very good. I don't think that was the story, not the one I was interested in anyways. I was reading more a little bit from their reports about what they're saying about their customers. And what they're saying about the customers is interesting. They're saying that their customers have money. So this isn't a function of do they have the money and they can't spend it because they don't have it. They have the money. But the customer's saying we're concerned about inflation, we're concerned about rising gasoline prices, and we're just generally concerned about the uncertainty that is in the world right now. And that is, to your point, making them cautious. And so Home Depot did not raise their forward financial guidance as a result of that uncertainty. So clearly it's having an impact on people like you and me.
Mm-hmm. Dave, thanks very much.
Bye, Ian.
For the third year in a row, Calgary is the fastest growing market for tech talent in North America. A report from CBRE says technology talent in Calgary grew 56% between 2022 and 2025. That's the highest growth rate among 50 markets in North America. Calgary is ranked 15th in North America with more than 80,000 technology workers. The report also points out the cost to operate a tech company here is the 5th lowest among North American cities. Heritage Park is looking for a new president and CEO. Lindsay Galloway is retiring from the position. He took over the post in 2020 after working for the Calgary Zoo and the Edmonton Valley Zoo. A statement from Heritage Park's board of directors thanks Galloway for his leadership and for developing long-term priorities for the historical village. Galloway will remain on the job until November. The TELUS World of Science in Edmonton will be closed longer than expected. Flooding from a rainstorm in early July caused significant damage to the main floor of the building and forced its closure. Heavy rain in the following weeks resulted in additional flooding. Originally, the building was going to reopen in November, but that's now been pushed to early 2027. 147 employees have been temporarily laid off. An update on renovations at Calgary's Glenbow Museum. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. The museum is still a year away from opening, but the new space is starting to take shape. Coming up at 6, how you can watch the work as it progresses. Plus, we have details about the new outdoor space that's designed to be enjoyed year-round. Also ahead, the federal government decides to scrap its electric vehicle mandate. We'll have reaction from Alberta drivers. We'll see you at 6. Ian.
Thank you, Tara. Warm summer-like conditions today and tomorrow as well, with the possibility later on of some thunder showers. Also, there's some smoke out there as well. Danielle has the details just ahead. All right, a bit of a haze tonight, a little bit of smokiness, but aside from that, pleasant evening to walk the dogs, right?
Yeah, and that air quality will improve over these next 12 hours, so a nice day for tomorrow. Less hazy, less smoky, certainly hotter tomorrow. 26 is our high today. Also, our current temperature normal is 22, so we are well above normal already. And then for tomorrow with the humidity, it will feel like 28. Thursday may be quite an active day. Good chance of thunderstorms, especially after 3 p.m.
Thanks, Danielle. A familiar face is back at McMahon Stadium, not with the Stamps, but with the Dinos.
Punch, pushing, break step, boom.
Henry Burris, who spent 9 seasons with the Stampeders, is spending the week with the University of Calgary Dinosaurs as a guest coach. Burris has extensive coaching experience. He spent time in the NFL with Chicago, Jacksonville, and the LA Rams, and he was the co-offensive coordinator at Florida A&M. Burris knows Dinos head coach Ryan Sheehan from their days with the Hamilton Tiger Cats and did not hesitate when he got the call to be a guest coach.
To be able to help assist these guys in any questions they have in life. What is it like? What are some of the things that I did to help me obtain the goals and achieve what I dreamed about achieving, being a professional player? What was it like to be a professional player? Any type of questions that I've received, I've been able to, provide the proper feedback.
Training camp wraps up on August 28th. The Dinos will play a non-conference game against the Regina Rams Sunday in Medicine Hat. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.